My computer doesn't freeze after 5 minutes of this one. Probably go a little bit faster. So this is one that's like in your application problems that has 3 sets of values in the truth table. And so if you notice that you see it still follows the pattern, including all the combinations. So true, 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 false. But it just doubles back around. And so this is the question. They actually give you the last column here, so you know it's a tautology, and then you have to show the work to get there. And they actually break this part down. You don't have to write those in. And so they're piecing it out, and I couldn't even fit this in here. I'm trapped in a little room right now with they locked me in here. It's got yellow walls and this crazy screen that I can see into the outer dimensions. And so I didn't make a copy of this. So you're just using my handwritten copy, but this is actually what it looks like. This whole mess right here would be written right here, because the last column of this puppy is comparing whatever you get here to not P, and then that's where our tautology comes from. So we're going to go look at this one little step at a time here. So this first step, P implies Q. We do the exact same thing that we did P implies Q when there's only 2. It's still going to make me blurry when there's 2 but now we have 3. So again, P implies Q means it's false only when true is followed by false. So the only thing you have to be careful of is you're looking at these first 2 columns for your comparisons. But you notice we got rid of a lot of the falses because it's only false with true followed by false. So there's only 2 of them. And then you do the same thing. Q implies R. True, false is false. True, false is false. So the conditional or the implication often comes up when we're doing tautologies because there's a lot more truths than there are falses. Not R, really easy. Take it straight off of there, write the exact opposite. Now we get to this column. It's got a lot more stuff in it. We're comparing all of this to not R. So in other words, we're taking everything here and here and here and answering it in one question. So I would suggest that you break it down into parts. So we're comparing these first 2 columns that we did to not R, but we got to compare those to each other. We're using and first. So we're really doing an and between all of these. And so I break that down and did the and for, just gonna peel that off of there. Did the and for this. So that's true, true, and false. So and is only true when they're both true. So I have a true there, and then 2 truths here. And then that's just for this part. And then I'm comparing that to not R. So I went ahead and wrote the not R in so it's right next to it. You might be able to look over here and see, but if you write right next to it, then this column by itself is the and comparing this big and to this not R. So notice we have a whole bunch of falses, 1 true. Then they have us find not P, which is just flipping the P signs. And then the very last column would be comparing this whole column, and I circled it, to not P. So we're comparing these using the implication. So my thing is all messy when I'm done, but the kind of conclusion we wanted to end up with is this tautology here, and it's tautology because they're all truths. We'll do some more of these together. We get you figure out how to use the computer so you can see some of your steps, but you can always set all of these up using your blank truth table pages. I got to figure a way out of this room.